We don't take kindly to your types in here.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this is a kind of a spicier topic. It's one that YouTube isn't going to like, but I think it's an important one to discuss with all of the criticisms that new Twitter is facing. It's also bringing to light a really inconvenient truth. Now, I'm going to be dodging and doopily doing around a lot of words in here, but just understand Twitter long has ignored the publishing of, I don't know, the worst kind of material you can imagine. We'll put it that way. That involves young ones. And there's even like court cases and studies that prove that. I will read those. And then Elon Musk said yesterday or the other day that he was going to make it basically issue number one. He's already made some changes, including removing hashtags where this type of material was found. And it really does make you wonder. It really does make you wonder. Why didn't old Twitter do this for 10 years? This kind of stuff was getting published on their platform and they did nothing about it. They didn't care? Did they support it? At some point, you have to ask that question. In fact, they were sued over it and still seemingly didn't change their policies under old leadership. So Elon, with a skeleton crew, has decided that he's going to tackle it. And I applaud him for that. And since this video will absolutely get buried, I ask that you consider sharing it out there and maybe check out some coffee brand coffee for the holidays. Now, Musk and skeleton crew take on problem ousted Twitter employees ignored exploitation. If you were to run a social media company, what would take priority? Silencing your political opponents or ridding it of CP? If you're the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, it's addressing truly evil things like this. If you're a leftist, it appears it's making sure conservatives don't have a voice. This is via the Daily Wire. Roughly 2/3 of Twitter's former 7,500 person workforce have either been fired or voluntarily departed since Musk took over the company. With the exodus has come a bevy of leftist complaints that the world's richest man is going to turn the site into the Wild West, a bastion for hate, or the whole thing might just fall down altogether. What those individuals haven't explained is why it took new ownership to make sure one of the company's top focuses is ending this type of behavior on the site. Again, the worst type of videos and pictures and stuff like that, okay? On Monday, the Daily Wire reported that Elon Musk, who had made sweeping changes within the new company, responded to a report shared by a Twitter user, Eva Fox U, which featured a trafficking survivor who had talked about the company, quote, has begun addressing the issue of posting these type of images or content on Twitter after years of the platform's inactivity on the subject under past management. The tech guru responded that ending the filth on the site was priority number one. That's Elon Musk. In reaction to Musk's claim, anti-trafficking advocate Eliza Blau, I'm probably mispronouncing that. I talk to her all the time, but I've never heard her name spoken. Eliza Blue? Probably Blue? Said, quote, after years of advocating for minor survivors of Twitter, I've never been as hopeful as I am right now. Eliza, who has oft shared her frustration with social media in general on the matter, added that the swiftness of Musk's deliberations was welcome news. I don't expect a perfection from the platform, she explained in an interview with Teslarati, a news outlet that reports on all things Musk. All I've ever wanted to see is a sense of urgency around such a serious matter. In many of these cases, this is a matter of life or death for each person, so every second matters. Eliza has also directly hit back at former Twitter employees for letting the problem rage. Quote, the fact of the matter is that Twitter knew about these type of pictures for more than 10 years, she claimed. They were sued by 2 minor survivors, ignored countless victims globally. You failed children, not me, you. This is, of course, linking a screenshot of the Guardian article. Twitter is failing to police these images effectively. efficiently. She also pointed out the obscenity was so ubiquitous, dozens of big name brands left the website. You worked at Twitter in September when 30 plus brands left advertising on Twitter because of this type of material, she tweeted. Not me, you. You folks reviewed this material and refused to remove it. The minor survivor begged on the brink of self-termination. Over 167,000 views, 2,000 retweets. You did that. Not me, you. Spicy, right? Yet, if you were to ask other Twitter employees, they might say that the site is much more dangerous now because Musk is there and because of free speech. For example, NPR reported that amongst the staffers who left were ones who developed automated systems to analyze the 37.5 million tweets posted every hour. And most crucially, a large group of content moderators who consistently review posts. For example, one former senior data scientist who worked as a contractor for Twitter told Fortune, quote, Elon Musk's decision to let Trump back on the platform is incredibly upsetting. We all worked very hard to keep the platform safe for people to use. This isn't to say that this is the individual responsible for the images problem, yet it does raise questions as to who's paying attention to it with the gravitas that it needed. Based on media reports, the company was slow to respond when faced with the complaints. A minor sued Twitter, saying that the company refused to remove a video of him when he was 13, originally posted in 2019. Insider reported. The minor reported the video, but it took 9 days for the company to remove it from the platform, and this is only after Homeland Security had to intervene. So to recap, when Twitter was bloated with thousands of employees doing such things as attending yoga sessions, working during a workday, the company had to be pressured to remove mortifying content that harmed young ones by Homeland Security. Under Musk and his alleged skeleton crew, not only does it appear that the site is working perfectly fine and free speech is better than ever on the platform, but the benevolent chief Twit has made it his number one goal to rid the site of these images. And Eliza here was talking about it. We were talking in DMs about how, she said that he had removed certain hashtags. And she shared this article, which I recommend you should change too, or you should share too, because it's well written. While blue checks whine about bad words, Elon Musk is protecting kids, and this is an opinion piece. Obviously, and I won't read the whole thing because you should read it. If you spend any time on Twitter recently, you've noticed the outrage pouring from the most prominent voices on the platform against his new owner, Elon, from firing half of his workers to allowing people to buy blue check marks to deciding to allow Trump back on. Musk has been excoriated as platforming extreme opinions and not being remotely serious about safeguarding the platform from hate, blah, 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 blah. Yet as the loudest voice on Twitter takes up all the oxygen with minor complaints and one-upsmanship of victimhood, Twitter under Musk's leadership has been quietly making small changes that will have huge positive global impact on the most vulnerable people with no voice and no way to advocate for themselves. To give you a sense of the scale of the problem, on Twitter alone, there were 86,000 reports of this type of behavior in 2021, though I believe the true number is much higher. For me, this is personal. My name is Eliza, and I'm a survivor. I have made the issue of this and the material on Twitter a specific area of focus for the past few years. Ever since I heard the story of John Doe 1, and John Doe 1 is suing Twitter, along with the second plaintiff, John Doe 2, for knowingly allowing their pictures and images as minors on the platform. Both of them were solicited and recruited for trafficking purposes. Twitter refused to remove this material and instead continued to promote and profit from it. It's actually nuts. And she actually got to meet with Jack Dorsey. She got a meeting with Jack Dorsey. It was a waste of time. There was petitions. But when Musk started to express interest in the platform, my first thought was how this could help John Doe 1 and other people like him. A few weeks after Elon became the CEO, the easy reporting system I recommended was quietly implemented. Shortly after, I noticed large amounts of this type of material being removed from popular hashtags used to sell and exchange these type of images. In a subsequent tweet, Musk named it priority number 1. I'm extremely happy to see the changes. My only request moving forward is that Twitter continues to tackle this type of thing at scale while preserving digital privacy rights of the innocent. I'm hopeful that Musk and his newly committed team at Twitter will do everything they can to find and respect the rights of those who cannot protect themselves. Here you have, and more time comes in, we'll get closer to truth. Twitter will earn the trust of people. Here she is, Eliza. By the way, a strong follow, recommend. Leans in, taps Mike. Sure would be nice if the public found out the truth about what was actually going on Twitter the past 10 years as it pertains to their failure around the issue of removing those kind of images at scale. Elon replies, I would like to know too. And that was just 2 hours ago. So maybe there's a reason some people are very, very concerned. I don't want to, draw conclusions there, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'm sure, to see why that was actively ignored by 7,500 salaried people. Were they saying it was a map thing? Were they saying it was, I don't even know. But here's a report that they ignored it. This is back from 2022, early 2022. Sorry. What do I mean early? It's 3 months ago. Twitter ignores the publishing of these types of images on the platform, study shows. I wonder why new ownership was required to bother taking care of that. I wonder if anybody is going to be implicated in any of this. Sure would be interesting. Hey, I really appreciate everyone tuning in, supporting the channel. If you enjoy the videos, please do subscribe. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again real soon.